So the first rule of getting into FPV is that if you decide to make content on the internet in FPV, it's very important that you get really good at flying the drone. What does that mean to be good at flying an FPV drone?
Now, what it actually means to be good at flying a drone on YouTube is being a good editor. It doesn't matter how you fly, as long as you're good at editing and making yourself look like a good pilot, then you're...
Don't listen to that fake news. That's all bull. If you're not out there doing like Matty flips to power loop and stuff, you should not even upload anything. Because if you do, you're just a fool. I understand when you make YouTube content, you're gonna get comments that are not always super nice. And honestly, the mean comments, the negative comments, they don't really bother me. And I know that that's gonna be very difficult for me to prove, considering I'm talking about it right now, and the fact that I'm talking about it right now may seem like I do care, but it doesn't bother me on any sort of level. It doesn't offend me. I'm more fascinated with why would somebody spend their time to do that. They probably have no friends to fly drones with. They're probably just, Facebook FPV people. They probably just sit around and jerk off to anime and stuff like that. They hate their life. They're probably in bad relationships. And their only way to expel that is to just go online and insult people. So I said the term Facebook FPV. Basically what that means is that people who do FPV that are on Facebook tend to engage in like very toxic dialogue a lot. Someone will post something and there's always someone in the comments that has to jump in to correct something. And it's not even in a helpful way, it's in just like a condescending way. Facebook FPV is just condescending and toxic. Furthermore, comments like that help fuel new ideas for me. So I look at the negative things that I see as an opportunity to create something positive. I know people say, oh, you gotta ignore the haters, you gotta ignore the trolls. Well, that's true. I love chaos and destruction. But this isn't about comments. I'm just using it to prove a point, so just bear with me for a second. But ultimately, I don't like when people are gatekeeping things that don't really affect them. FPV is supposed to be a fun thing, and to gatekeep that to anybody really is only stifling the hobby even more. Mainly what I'm talking about is this idea that you have to be arbitrarily good at flying FPV before you can make videos about FPV, whatever that means.
Honestly, I think to be considered good at flying a drone, like here's my real answer. You look smooth on the sticks, you know what I mean? You're flying around bandos, you're capable, you can go through gaps smoothly without like having the jitters or being all like wonky or anything. Like a smooth drone, a smooth pilot, cool under pressure.
Yeah, so FPV is supposed to be a fun, community-based hobby with your friends. And in my opinion, the drones are secondary. It's more about the friends we made along the way. That's really what FPV is for me. Like I could get on my bike with Botgrinder, ride 50 miles into the woods and fly my drone twice. I met Botgrinder by flying drones.
You really need to talk to people in real life. You need to have either a local community or an online community to talk to. When I started, and I would just break everything. I didn't know where to solder it back. I didn't know what soldering iron to use. There's so many little facets of FPV where having members of the community to be able to help you and just answer questions in real time makes it insanely easier.
FPV is an interesting hobby because it's one of the few hobbies, I don't know if there's really any others, that you're automatically given a camera. When you join this hobby, you have a camera automatically on your drone, and that camera records video. And so in 2024, our life is consumed by social media, and so a lot of people may feel compelled to upload those videos. And that's totally fine. Do that, or don't do that. It doesn't matter, you do whatever you want. This is America, land of the free, home of the brave. So right now in the world of FPV drones, we're lacking any sort of content that anybody wants to watch. Now, yeah, there's a lot of people out there that are flying real good. They're good ass flyers. But the problem is that YouTube audiences on a wider scale typically don't really give a about any of that because people don't really understand it. And I think if we had more people out there making more engaging videos and content about FPV, the hobby would grow faster because the algorithms and the computer magic would spread the videos further. There are definitely pilots in FPV who are making excellent content. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there aren't. You got Spider Sugar, but Botgrinder, He makes some good videos. He's been doing it for a long time. He's an OG and he's still at it. And recently I have seen a lot of people on my feed come up making cool FPV videos or videos about drones in general that aren't just your typical product review or how-to video. And don't get me wrong, we need how-to videos. We need people to teach. That's very important in a hobby like this. But not everybody has to do it. Now, not everyone who flies FPV has to make videos. That's not what I'm saying. But if you feel like you want to do that, just upload it. Even if you don't think it's that good, just upload it and then just keep uploading. Because I feel like the more people that are posting FPV type content, the more likely it is for FPV content to get recommended to a broader audience. See, that's the ultimate goal, is we need YouTube channels in FPV getting like 500,000, 1 million views a video. That's the only way to be able to grow this hobby. And ultimately, if the hobby is bigger, it's more difficult to regulate. Back in the day, Rotor Riot used to, get lots of views for their videos. They're bringing a lot of people into FPV, and nothing against anybody there individually. I can pretty much assure you that that channel is dead. It's not doing anything. It's not getting new reach. It's not bringing in people to FPV the way that it used to. As I saw that, I was like, well, I want to do that. And the only way to do that is to make compelling, engaging, story-based content. And I just challenge anybody who's interested in creating content with FPV to sort of stay away from the product review type stuff. Oh, there's a new Radio Master radio. Just avoid that entirely, because that Radio Master radio is cool today, but in 2 years, your video is gonna be worthless. Try focusing more on your experiences and things that you care about, because people really resonate with stuff like that. I mean, that's just all I can say. I'm just trying to make this hobby grow, because I think the more people we have involved, the more voices there are and the stronger we become. And also, stay off Facebook.